Soso wanyu ndari kubafu kaigua mundu akiuga ikiraga ijoa taguka wanyu kana soso wanyu no ni ugukora mundu ucio uraringithania na soso wanyu nake ni ekiraga joa aka ni urona mavidi ni ma program kaigua kiretwo Vikings ukona makihuthira hea maikuhe cia kora ni marakuonia nyathene meretwo adventure ni marakuonia ni ya gatene ni marakuonia hindi yo gatene kau mathia na tutaro tuhano na manyuagira hea maruta magogona ma thakame ma mburi mekaga mari na no skin ni mari na andu metikitie muno mundu ta Floki okay ni mekira njua ni mahuthagira hea no we warora soso wanyu ukamwaga ukavictimize soso wanyu ukoga soso wanyu ni backward ati matiwe gwikira nguo manyara marakunia na marakunia matikiraga nguo now na ni yare gori na ukorwo wi nui ukanariganirwo nguo ukorwo utai na nguo ti kindu gia kwihumba otherwise no mundu wihumbite no kaigua kiuga I'm feeling naked aka ni anaigua ni atigitie ani aigua mwaneke okaigua ni enda kwihitha haria ndoini haria thutha no ndoe niki now ucio ni Njenga wa Muthaka mumbui wa mbari ya Mbu ati we umuthi uyu we wikiraga nguo yene wihumbaga ribu yene utamburite ribu yene wendete Nike wendete fubu wendete a design fulani ti yaku iria we uturite wendete ciageni nicio cigukenagia umuthi uyu wendete made in Germany wendete made in Canada wendete made in USA aka ex-UK so still wendete ciageni so we no igua ugitia iria waingira ndege ugithi gucera kwa ageni as a tourist ukahurwo mbica na snow na ukona ni achievement ukorwo wina passport a passport bro whatever you wanna call it kana mundu wina kindu gigwitwo visa you're well traveled you know I've been abroad you know I've been in Washington you know I'm traveled you know ni wendete ciageni they make you happy shout out to Njenga wa Muthaka and all the other people who travel tondu mumagari no wajo wa igere so traveling is experiencing going into new expansions so you are even happy you don't even know why but your spirit is happy about going abroad even if when you go abroad you'll be slaving at least you'll be going to the north the true north now we kiria gitumaga guku gwitu Africa the land of many heat comes from friction so Africa is to the east the land of the east where life started where this is the closest you are wewe unajitanga sun god this is the closest you are to the sun to that consciousness you are calling the sun the closest you can get to the sun is East Africa aka the lands to the east Africa the land of many heat now so at first they had to travel to the east of course when you wake up in the morning you just feel like facing the east aka facing the sunrise facing Yahweh by default atumenya niki bikora ukirora naku bikora ukirora irathiro now ikirogama ikiratha nigetha gukiare kwara ni kwaga becoming nothing tuma soso wanyu so today you like using iPhones, you like using Samsungs, foldables, you love the drone, the flat screen, you love all that is created, but it doesn't have your name. It doesn't have your name. You're still the consumers. It's not your Toyotas. It's not your Hyundais Africans. It's not your banks. It's not your World Banks. Okay? It's not your schools. It's not your Oxfords. It's not your sports. It's not your Olympics and medals. It's not your football. It's not your World Cup. You are just participating. Now, so where you're missing the point is that there is nothing wrong with you. It's just that you stopped practicing what you are practicing. AKA, the same way today you are run by them is the same way your grandmothers were blinded by the cigarettes and the skirts and the clothes to cover their nakedness. So they went with the new. They went with the expanding. So your grandmothers didn't abandon spirituality or your culture for no other reason. They only went to church for the same reason. They wanted to go with the times. We're in the age of Aquarius now. So even in the age of Aquarius, where they are coming up with, and they have already created Vision 2030, you are still behind. You are still going to be the consumers. You are still be the people who will be owning the trees, but not getting paid for the carbon credits. But the trees are on your land. Do you get it? So it's still the same energy. It's still the same energy. Your grandparents were raped and pirated willingly. It's the same thing now today. Raped and pirated willingly in taxes. You should always pay your taxes in it because you have agreed to the terms and conditions. Okay, so pay your taxes so that we can have people come and collect your garbage. Or you're spiritual enough, we can know that that's a program, since anyone can be made to learn to do that for themselves, aka take care of their trash. But you know, it's a program. It's a mindset. It's someone who sits down, comes up with a thought, a charismatic thought or feeling, and they're able to transform that or create an intellectual property right out of that and get to bring that will, that thinking, that thought, that feeling into the physical, into now you have a garbage system na vitu kama hizo. Now, so your grandmothers were living in the same days like today. The same happening, just updated, because we are updating every day. We are going through what you call evolution. For some of you call it evolution, others know it's expansion, aka when your mind keeps repeating the things over and over, it becomes better, creates new mind states about that, what you call mind expansion or knowledge or whatever you want to call it, or going more into the light, more lostness, forgetting that it's creating all these. Anyway, so now when you become this today, whereby today in the age of Aquarius you are still building churches, whereby today in 2024, while the shift happened back in 2012, okay, like 10 years ago is when the shift started, but to go up na bado hujaona, you are still building churches, you are still going to stadiums for crusades, yet that energy is gone because everything about today is about knowing. The computer, I know. We're in the age of knowing. We're in the age of Google. We're in the age of technology. We're in the age of, you have to know, like someone somewhere in the world will know and put it on a phone or upload on TikTok and you get to know. Like siku hizi you know so much more from TikTok than ile mashule yote ushaienda. Like TikTok, YouTube, TikTok has taught you, it has taught you so much than all your 20 years of high school or whatever, however many years you have been to school. Like whether you have been in school for 30, 40 years for theology or whatever, you're going to learn so much more from the palm of your hand from someone somewhere in another corner of the world. Something you paid for thousands of dollars to go and learn. And you're going to see someone do it so simply. You'll be like, oh, but why did I have to go to school to learn that? Like I could have learned that. So those kind of mindsets. So your grandmother was taken over the same way your spiritual mind is being taken over by you being gifted or being promised safety, security, stability, and shelter. Yet, it can be taken in a minute, aka that job that you have paid so much blood, sweat, and tears, you can wake up one day and it's transformed. It's stay at home. Because it's a program. It can be switched off. It's not natural. The animals continued. The animals didn't quarantine. The animals didn't go and get something. The animals did never like dropped in the streets acting. And so it's a mind state. That's a rulership. That's a rulership of a group of people who have agreed to some terms and conditions and are doing a lot of rituals and spells, whether these rituals look like advertisement, spreading the gospel, everyday books, an education system, something you have to learn, something you have to be coached about. It doesn't matter. The fact remains, there's something that you agree to. Every day at 9, I have to catch the news. North, east, south, and west. Things that you should not even be adding any thought into the feeling, but you don't even know why. Because a ritual is being practiced on you. 9 p.m. That's Scorpio hour. AKA, it's when you are deeply fixated in your thoughts and feelings. Scorpio is 8th house. Your deacons, the pussy area, your desires, your root chakra areas, those organs. So at 9, when you are most active in your lostness, your desires, it is easy to sell you something packaged as news every day at 9 p.m. North, east, west, and south, based on the 5 pillars. All of them have to be covered in the news. The 5 pillars have to be covered in the news. The north, east, west, and south news. All those 4 cardinal points, the directions, they have to cover the 5 pillars. AKA, they have to talk about business. Today in the business daily, they have to talk about education in the university, in this school, in this sector. They have to talk about sports. They have to talk about politics. And they have to talk about religion, the 5 pillars. So when the 5 pillars are repeated to you over and over, 9 p.m., 7 a.m., 8 p.m., all these astrological hours, by default, whereby 7 p.m., aka Seth, 7th house, Libra, unapewa tu news kidogo, tunaitwa headline, twa kukupimanisha. In our headlines at 7, catch the main news at 9. So at Seth, you know, in the 7th house, Maat, you are enticed. In the headlines. Balance, Maat. 7th house, Libra. Okay? You are lost in that energy of Libra. So now, you wait for 9 p.m., Scorpio hour. When you are deeply fixated in your thoughts and feelings, the one you are weighing, now they give you the news. Now they have captured your mind. Where your mind goes, the body goes. Now all of a sudden you are depressed. Sijui, Ewasonyiro, what happened? Now baby some boys swam the best. You know me, my news are always the best. I don't watch the news. Haven't in the last few years. So me news zangu zinakuanga mzuri nasikianga. Unaona kwa hii daraja? Ukiona kukuniambia na kuambia wacha nikuambie kwa hii daraja kunaweza kuwa na maji mingi. Hiyo maji mingi inaweza kuwa na boat, watu wanakuja wanafish wanatoa samaki. That's how I think. I'm creating a beautiful world for my thoughts and feelings, my descended thoughts and feelings. My mind is like a child's. Mimi sikuangi na hii mind ya hii dunia. I'm creating every day. I have weird imaginations on crossings. When I find a T-junction, to me it's a beautiful thing. Shout out to flight books. It's a beautiful thing. To you, it's a junction. To you, it's a disjunction. To you, the energy of the cross is acting for you. To me, it can be some feathers. When I look at things, kama saizi kuna pickup iko mbele yangu imebeba babati na kuna mtu wa motorbike mbele yangu. So mtu mwingine akiangalia hivyo atakuwa spookism. They practice this week for you, whereby pickup kama hii ikiwa na mabati mbele yangu na kuna mtu wa pikipiki katikati, alafu amekuonyesha movie kama what do you call it? Let me show you what I mean. See, pickup iko na mabati, huyu jamaa ako na motorbike alikuwa hapa katikati. Sasa they create a movie, something to happen, hii mabati itoke ikata yule jamaa wa pikipiki kichwa, tuteme hiyo mate, witchcraft. So every time you think about that, for example, ukiona hiyo kitu, ukumbuke hiyo movie, remember they are the producers, they are directing a thought. Ukiona, unaona hiyo mabati, unasema, oh shit, this is dangerous. Na si dangerous, we are making it dangerous with our thoughts and feelings. Kwa sababu we are the creators, we are not the creation. Wewe ogerera meciria maku hau, uri hangio buka ivati rureke munduci wa nduthi, ona tuwe wale thene maine. So that's how you are bringing hell on yourself. That is purgatory. So when you talk of being in purgatory, gana leo iguaga we mukuru wa nduma ya mehia, those kind of thoughts where it's witchcraft. Why does it have to be like that? Why can that pick up with mabati? Why can the mabatis become wings on the pickup, or for the mabati zitoke jamaa wa motorbike aruke afly nazo? So tukiona hivyo tuna imagine mabati iruke, mtu wa motorbike afly nayo afanye kitu ya miujiza, but you can't think like that, and that is very normal thinking. But they have been taking that away from you. They have been taking your right brain side of thinking away from you. So they make you think with logic, the left side of the brain. The left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. What is the left side of the brain? Logic. Left path. Separate yourself too much. Logic. Everything has to make sense. Left hand. Left brain. Law. Latitudes. Longitudes. Title Ds. Black and white. There's no gray area. It's either black and white. It's either go or stop, like. And that's how you are rocked to sleep. So you are hating. Ukiwate magukamanyu nio mane yani bururi matiane yani bururi tondu ni nyumwe guku muthi bururi no kwenyoranio renyoranio carbon credits ati wewe na mutito waku mundu ayakurira ruraya ni ararihwo mutito waku mite yaku ukarihagwo ciringi 2 muti he mundu urakurira broker rera iguru ne ruraya niki to ni ahotire kunyitana na ndidange mwera corporation akaregister a corporation akameregister ya carbon credit no inyu muka iri ciothe mucereirwo iri ciothe muka munyitite gitangoe muka kuhura ndina cia ng'ombe na guku thutha tondu ogo wanyu no weheririo mutito iri icuthi mutingehura nginyangi wataire icuthi na tikuga ugocio wari mukuru asa uwone ku update haria aguka matiganiirie ni mungi adaptate ndurabatara kuragura na indo icio. My mother out the counter demon arahurira thimu oide pick up na mabati aruga menda kuingira warai north ugiroga niki yaruga meno maitu nake niguo arahura thimu na niwe ndathie kuona akumugeithia demon ndangieterera nanda mwana ukadiroka no hiyo enda ndoka gukugeithia na we my mom niko kungi kwina batorathi haiyae ati no hiuhe na nduranyo na mwako uyu wothe ni kurathi kwina bata ukiranie wajira ati hiuhe wewe wait for me awacha kupiga simu back to the life. So the same things this is happenaga hindi yo ukaigua gat matigiro kirumi. It is the same energy today. Todo we are updating no nyine muragete ku update mutigitwo thutha ona cucu wanyu ri mathagwo no andu maikaraga na njua no ni magukana gataru acucu wanyu no gataru matari tondu na maoka kumakora ri moka na baritora ya gwikirwo ki ya gwikirwo makara haha mbere nduthuki cia makara haha mbere no cio matunyirwo na cio bururi matiatunyirwo na nduthuki riu ni nyuma atunyo na nduthuki ngi drones cietagwo ati ici cirekagio na guku Israeli drones no missile no the same energy updated and you're always crying for reparations na no gutiga mwatigire unduire o andu ni mari unduire wao unduire mu update unduire we no video no demetinirie joy maito ya akujateira ituka maito ni gwekire kendinirie video hau yo ya maito ogo mutiga utinda mukimena show uguo na gukagua ngamekire. It is the same energy today updated. Ku update ni gutigana na mene wendo etagwo Nebukadnezar wendo etagwo William no rĩtwa tondũ nĩwakĩoire oya wĩikare narĩo no ndũgekage tao tondũ nao nĩmokaga gũkũ na makoya bũrũri na makeĩta gũkũ na mũkamahe marĩtwa no nĩmũriugaga ule John Mũzungu no mũrĩkĩraga John Mũzungu na no ũthiĩ ũtunyane kũu wĩtagwo John Ayo.